Ginamit kaming human shield kasi yung Friday the 13, nagmarcha kami sa daanan.
Tinatalian po kami, saka yung anak ko na maliit.
Sumisigaw kami ng ceasefire.
Nagsabi yung mga estudyante rin, anti-anti namatay ang anak mo, kaya natahimik na lang ako, umiyak na lang ako.
Today on Rappler, state auditors say funds and foreign donations for Post-Haiyan relief did not reach the victims. Two cops in the Manila kidnapping that went viral are linked to another case. And actor George Clooney will marry his fiancee in 2 weeks. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. State auditors reveal hundreds of millions of pesos in funds for the relief and rehabilitation after Super Typhoon Haiyan, known in the Philippines as Yolanda, did not reach the victims. The report says government offices used them for operations or kept them in banks. In a Commission on Audit or COA report, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or the NDRRMC, received a total of 48.82 million pesos or $1.1 million in donations. COA says the local and foreign cash donations were never used by the NDRRMC. The report says, quote, "The donations remained intact with the depository bank. There were no donations to date out of the donations received." COA says holding back the funds deprives calamity victims of timely assistance, defeating the purpose of the donations. COA also looked into how the Office of Civil Defense, or the OCD, used its Quick Response Funds, or QRFs, which should have served as a standby fund for relief and rehabilitation. The OCD administers the NDRRMC. The QRFs of the Civil Defense Office amounted to 692.77 million pesos or $15.82 million for 2013. Based on the COA report, only 17% of the total Quick Response Fund for 2013, about 121.18 million pesos or $2.77 million, was spent on Haiyan-related operations. Of the 17% used, the biggest expense was for petroleum, oil, and lubricants. Groceries and medical supplies were purchased, but these were for government personnel. COA says many of the supplies were never used and now are near their expiration dates. The Council's Memorandum Order 13 says families affected by disasters were supposed to receive 10,000 pesos or $230 in cash assistance for each dead relative and 5,000 pesos or $114 for those injured. Malacañang defends government's rebuilding efforts in Zamboanga a year after rebels attacked the city, saying there is, in the words of the spokesman, no undue delay. Almost 10,000 homes were burned down in the siege of Zamboanga City, with over 120,000 individuals displaced by the conflict. Communications Secretary Sonny Coloma on Tuesday says the government aims to finish permanent houses for the victims by December. He adds the sheer number of families affected makes it impossible to complete the housing projects within a year. Coloma also says funding for the city's rehabilitation has been released and is now readily available. Earlier, Zamboanga City Mayor Ben Climaco admitted more internally displaced people, or IDPs, died after the siege than during the actual conflict. On September 2013, a group of Moro National Liberation Front, or MNLF, rebels marched into the city, sparking a riot that killed 38 civilians and military and at least 153 rebels from the MNLF. Two police officers in a viral photo of a robbery and kidnapping on one of Manila's main roads, EDSA, may have done it before. National Police Commission Vice Chairman Eduardo Escueta on Tuesday says 2 of 8 police officers involved in the incident are charged in a similar case in 2011. Ramil Hachero and Jonathan Rodriguez were charged for illegal arrest, detention, and extorting money from motorists. Escueta says the 2 cops stopped the vehicle in 2011, arrested its passengers, and brought them to the police station. The 2 cops allegedly told their victims they were being charged for possession of illegal drugs. The victims were eventually released, but only after the cops got money from the victims. As Quiteles said, Hechero and Rodriguez were relieved in 2011 pending the resolution of the case. Relief in the PNP does not mean being discharged from the service. A police officer may be reassigned, put on, quote, floating status, or detained. Of the two, only Rodriguez is under police custody. Hechero has yet to report for work. The 2014 EDSA kidnapping used the same methods. Cops blocked a white Fortuner and arrested its passengers along EDSA and brought them to the La Loma police station in Quezon City. The victims were later released with no charges filed against them. The Philippine Stock Exchange, or PSE, delists Alphaland Corporation for repeated violations of disclosure rules. The PSE bars the company from relisting for the next 5 years. The PSE says Alphaland repeatedly failed to submit full, fair, accurate, and timely disclosures of material information to shareholders on the alleged simulated sale of shares between its Singapore Holdings Unit and Credit Suisse Singapore. It also disqualifies Alphaland official CEO Roberto Ongpin, President Mario Oreta, and Corporate Secretary Rodolfo Ponferrada from holding board posts or executive positions in any company applying for listing with the exchange. In his appeal to the PSE, Ongpin says Alphaland disclosures did not violate rules and requests. He also requests for the reversal of the penalty imposed against Ponferrada and Oreta. PSE President Hans Sikat says the company observed due process in handling Alphaland's case. Trading in Alphaland has been suspended since January this year. The stock was last traded on January 19th when it closed at 17 pesos and 48 centavos per share. San Miguel Corporation agrees to sell legacy carrier Philippine Airlines, or PAL, back to tobacco billionaire Lucia Tan. San Miguel says it signed an agreement stating it will sell its 49% stake to Tan's group. The anticipated change in PAL's ownership comes after the company posted a financial turnaround. Informed sources say San Miguel gave Tan a week to raise $1 billion to acquire the stake and get Abu Dhabi-based Etihad Airways as a partner. The foreign airline is expected to buy a 40% stake in PAL. Supporters of the United Kingdom fought back Monday to stop Scotland voting for independence in an upcoming referendum. An opinion poll put separatists ahead for the first time. The YouGov poll in the Sunday Times newspaper gave separatists 51% support compared to the Unionists' 49%. In a speech urging Scots to vote to stay in the Union, former Labour Prime Minister Gordon Brown said the draft laws that will grant Scotland further powers over taxation and spending would be ready by January. But the pro-independence campaign said the opposition party cannot guarantee its promise. Pro-independence leader First Minister Alex Salmond warned of panic in the Unionist camp. The British pound fell to a 10-month low over the news, triggering fears of a breakup of the 300-year-old Union. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 5, Apple is expected to unveil Tuesday a new big-screen iPhone and possibly an iWatch. The iWatch could shake up the world of wearable computing, adding to the lineup of Apple's mobile and desktop devices. Apple chief Tim Cook earlier said wearable computing makes more sense on the wrist than in eyewear, an obvious reference to Google Glass. Apple's also expected to dive into the phablet market with the release of a 5.5-inch version of the iPhone 6. At number 8, French Health Minister Marcel Touraine announced Monday the success of a new generation artificial heart transplant last August. The operation was done at a university hospital in the city of Nantes. The artificial heart is powered by lithium batteries and uses soft biomaterials that will decrease the risk of blood clots and rejection by the body's immune system. And at number 10, Twitter starts testing its buy buttons that will make shopping from mobile devices convenient and easy. The test is limited to a small group of Twitter users in the U.S., among them brands such as Home Depot, Burberry, and the Nature Conservancy. Once it rolls out, advertisers will be able to pay to promote and push Twitter messages featuring buy buttons. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Oscar-winning actor George Clooney says he will marry fiancee Amal Alamuddin in the next 2 weeks. In an interview with Preview magazine, Clooney says he met Alamuddin in Italy and will marry her in Venice. Reports suggest they could tie the knot on September 26, but Clooney's representative says there's no specific date. One of Hollywood's most sought-after bachelors, Clooney was married to U.S. actress Talia Balsam from 1989 until 1993, but has shown little interest in settling down until he started dating Alamuddin. Alamuddin's a human rights lawyer. She worked with the International Tribunal to probe the assassination of former Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri and assisted ex-UN head Kofi Annan in peace efforts in Syria. Actor Neil Patrick Harris and partner David BURTKA tied the knot. Harris's representative confirmed the couple got married Saturday in Italy. Neil also confirmed the news by tweeting a photo of him and BURTKA together. The ceremony was officiated by Pam Fryman, Harris's director in the TV show How I Met Your Mother. The two have been together for 10 years. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most emotionally. If you take a look, these 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter, and you can tell it kind of looks a bit like a Christmas tree with a blob of purple. What do we have today? You see a Rappler exclusive armor vest for Zamboanga troops still in the warehouse. That is 76% angry. That read, bringing out the mood in this story. Also in today, 8 cops involved in viral EDSA incident, 87% angry. That read, bringing out the mood in the story that's gotten the most number of votes in the last 24 hours. And this has made people angry. COA, Yolanda Fund donations did not reach victims. 95% angry. That read, bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. That is Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, September 9, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today. We leave you with accounts of hostages a year after the Zamboanga siege.
Baril na po. Yung pala, nandoon na yung mga MNLF sa labas.
Kala namin yon putukan, saglit lang.
Yung mga kapitbahay namin, dito lang tayo, wag tayo lumabas.
Bigla kaming hinarang ng mga rebelde.
Pumasok po ang MNLF. Sinabi sa amin, i-invite na lang ko kayo lahat para safety ninyo. Sumama na lang po kayo sa amin sa simbahan ninyo.
Kala namin makalabas na kami, nagsabi pa nga kami, thank you. Yung pala, safe na kami.
Ginamit kaming human shield kasi yung Friday the 13, nagmarcha kami sa daanan.
Tinatalian po kami. Tsaka yung anak ko na maliit.
Sumisigaw kami ng ceasefire.
Hindi kami naging tao sa loob ng giyera. Para kami mga pader na pilit pinapanangga.
Nagsabi yung mga estudyante rin, anti namatay ang anak mo, kaya natahimik na lang ako, umiyak na lang ako.
Na-collapse na ako, ma'am. Kinuha na nila yung anak ko, yung asawa ko. Tapos pagbalik nila yung asawa ko doon sa akin, may tama na siya sa liig. Saka yung anak ko may dugo na.
Sino ang kasalanan niyan? Kung ang gobyerno ba, kung namin, basta kami nadamay kami doon, mga sibilyan.
Wala tayo mag-blame kahit kanino.
Wala akong sinisisi. Kasi masaya na kami kasi ligtas na po kami.
Ngayon is okay lang, pero naghihirap.
Ang hindi ko malimutan yung nangyari sa akin sa loob. Hindi lang ako, halos lahat kami.
Hindi ko rin masasabi na kasalanan ng MNLF. Hindi ko rin masyadong masisisi yung gobyerno, yung military nga, na dahil may namatay na mga hostages sa amin. Kasi encounter yun eh. Hindi naman namimili ng tao yung bala.
Miss na miss ko ang anak ko.